Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Election Brief. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125 on all our social media platforms and around the world on myjoyonline.com. Election headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity, and the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, the American Institute of Chartered Public Accountants, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants and Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service, as well as Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development. My name is Faustina Safo. Please stay for details. Thanks for choosing us. Now we start with fallouts from Joy News Ghana Connect Town Hall meeting. It was a battle of wits as the governing New Patriotic Party and the opposition NDC sought to convince voters to buy into their policy proposals ahead of the 2024 general election. NDC's Mustafa Gbande locked horns with the NPP's Haruna Mohammed as the two debated which party's policy proposition was superior to the other, and also responded directly to questions from dozens of voters who thronged the Osu Presby Hall here in Accra. Here are excerpts.
It's a historic event that we want to do, spanning across the Fourth Republic, where no political party has been able to make that attempt except the NPP when we did so in 2008. We fell short of very few numbers where we had 49.something% by His Excellency, the current President of the Republic of Ghana. And we are seeking to repeat and to reaffirm and make sure that this history is written in the history book and annals books of this particular country. We are seeking to do so on the wheels of the people of Ghana, based on the social contracts that we have signed with them previously in 2016 and executed same through to the admiration of many of the people of Ghana, which can be confirmed by our own citizens through which we represent. On that particular strand, we want to stand on that particular grounds to make an effort to get back to government to continue the good works through a renewed energy, who has not been given the opportunity before, who has not been tested before, and who has proven that in his bid to assist will be able to insist when he's given the opportunity and have the powers as enshrined in the 1992 Constitution. And that person, His Excellency, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who has demonstrated enough courage in this government to have championed the introduction of 36 policies in the governance of Akufo-Addo's government. And
you say 36 policies?
Yes, 36.
36, okay.
36 policies that he has championed in this particular governance. If he's given the opportunity to become the president and to lead, he will be able to do more than just what he did as vice president. So I was enumerating out of the 36 policies that he has successfully championed by the directive of the President of the Republic to showcase how he will be able to solve problems, not to bring about problems. But in terms of social,
yeah, but we'll come there. I want this to be about the audience, so it's just getting started. Please, a round of applause for Haruna Mohammed starting the conversation. But I believe that Mustafa Gbande, you've been listening in, and he says 36 policies rolled out by this government with a view that will help in terms of health, social protection, and livelihood empowerment. From the perspective of the NDC, do you have any alternatives?
If I will correct it, 36 policies introduced by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, championed by not Nana Addo Dankwa, just solely by the vice president.
NDC have always been about the people. We have not been perfect when we're in power. Things have not been all that Ghanaians want because we keep growing, expectation increasing, population increasing, problems are increasing. But today, let every government want to look at the problem we have today. The number of women who don't have jobs, the number of children who are walking on the streets, the number of small-scale business owners who are losing capitals, the number of people who are even in the informal sector, say farming, who cannot even farm because of the cost of inputs today. The NDC is saying that, look, in terms of women, if I have, on a low scale, if I have a woman who sells porridge or wache or banku for other people,
now to our Breaking the Duopoly series. We put the spotlight on the National Liberation Congress, formed by a former member of the NDC communications team, Stephen Atubiga, back in 2021. Now, in 2022, the party received a provisional certificate of registration from the EC, partially fulfilling the Political Parties Act. Stephen has an ambitious goal of breaking the duopoly and has formed an alliance with the Ghana Alternative Party. Well, he joins me in the studio to unpack key policies in his party, and he will tell us how he plans to implement them if given the nod to steer the affairs of the country as president. Now, the first time I heard of Stephen was way back 2012-2013 during the presidential debate petition, and you were quite vocal during that time. Yes. You spent some days behind bars as a result. Really. Tell us more about your party and why do you think we should give you the nod?
Thank you very much. The NLC, National Liberation Congress Party, is a party that we broke away from the NDC to form a replica of the NDC due to the NDC derailing, tilting towards being capitalist instead of a socialist. And a lot of disagreement in terms of NDC is a socialist party for the poor, by the poor. But if you look at the filing fee, 500,000 filing fee and decision, it doesn't represent the social, it doesn't represent the nobodies, the poor, you know, so there's no future for a young man in the party. And then the amount of the 500,000 filing fee, the 6 million, 4 million registered voters of the NDC today can afford such an amount, So we had to form a replica of the NDC to give the youth hope, the disgruntled ones, the poor people like us that we've been with the party for so long that due to the depthness of your pocket that you could participate to lead the party and getting the opportunity to lead this country. So our filing fee will be so cheaper that at least your 3 months to 1 year salary should be able to help you participate in the internal election of the party, the way leading this country. Money shouldn't be all. It should be, once you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the charisma, you have what it takes to lead this country, I think you should be able to lead a socialist party, unlike the depthness of your...
Let's get into your policies. What's your plan for the education sector?
Yes. In this country, we have between 35 to 40 million Ghanaians. You have less than 1 million people on government's payroll. Let's assume that 10 million out of it are children. Let's assume that 20 million are adults at the private sector. So in that case, this country, Ghana, to move this country forward, you have to run this country like a business entity. When I mean business entity, you should be able to pull the people along beyond. So the first foundation of this country, Singapore has a population less than 10 million. They have 365 banks as of 2016. So this country, we have to establish more banks. Every sector of the economy, all the ministry, government sectors all should have banks that are backing it. And how do we do that? Immediately we take over power. We're going to create from smaller banks from bigger banks to the smaller banks. And all the ministries will have banks attached to it. Okay? Then every sector of the economy will have banks. That is the foundation. Then we'll go ahead and cut all budgets to ministry. No more any budget to any ministry in this country except the health sector, the education, and the security. Then every minister, our minister, you have to run all sectors of the ministry as a business entity. Because there's a commercial section as all the ministry. So that is how we will create jobs. So like the private, there will be a bank for communication, banks for the media, banks for the traders, banks for, how do you call it?
But in education, what exactly?
In education, we will make sure that there will be a system that you'll be ready for the market. I mean, we don't see the reason why you're going to read Dondology in this our country. What are you coming out to do? You are going to be in the unemployment sector if government doesn't make, so we'll package you that you learn something that you are ready for the market, okay? Besides that, all the private, all the technical the technical schools of this country will be in partnership with our government. We'll provide them with the bitumen machines, the graders, the bulldozers. Practically, all the roads that is in this country that we've seen them like macaroni. You know, you've seen there's a lot of roads being constructed. How do we maintain them? Our technical schools will come out, the students they don't even know how to flip shovels. So practically, they will be maintaining government vehicles as their practical works. They will be maintaining government buildings as their practical works, okay? And then there will be a bank that will be financing all sectors. Once you come out and you can say, this is my land. I want to establish a workshop. I'll be employing this much of people. There's already funding for you.
What will the tax regime look like under your government?
Okay, under our government, imagine you have 20 million. We'll be able to make sure that there's financial availability to support all sectors. Government will raise more revenue.
How?
How do we raise it? For example, look at all the shopping centers that we have here. You go to the restaurant to eat with your family. Once you go and eat there, sometimes you could pay, depends on how much you spend. How is government be able to make sure that the taxes that we pay the VATs and what have you, and national health insurance, we pay COVID. How does government recoup? What is the system being put in place to be able to make sure that government gets what is due them? So we will make sure there will be, there's a mechanism that there's a device given to all shops. You cluster them. So they will give them the special receipt that roll that paper. Anytime you automatically, government's own share goes to a special place. There is good, how it will create employment. We can cluster like 20, 50 shops that somebody is in charge of that through the internal. So that will be able to close the loopholes. At the same time, we will make sure that you don't buy a car for $1,000 in the States or somewhere. You come and be paying $10,000 for. We'll make sure that will be taken care of. As a matter of fact, it's going to be there wouldn't be the need somebody smuggling a car from a neighboring country coming here.
Okay.
Okay. Imagine this country, the rail sector. You may be able to get a loan because we have a bank for the rails. You create a railway from here, let's say, to Sawam. Somebody else will continue. Then he may even come and take the money, buy the coaches, which is called the trains, and put on. Government will be making its taxes. So all sectors, even at the ministries, will make sure that if you're
I'm quite interested in illegal mining and the fight against it. What's your policy plan to deal with illegal mining?
Okay. One thing I want us to put in mind in this country, no government can stop illegal mining unless we put structures in place. Because certain areas, people have to mine because that is the natural resources that they have. That is what their family has been. So we must make room to be able to accommodate the mining. Why do we make them illegal? They are illegal because structures are not being put in place to accommodate them. So we can take 50,000 acres of land, okay, then distribute it to people. Once they are mining, the government will be making its taxes, and there will be a certain amount that will be charged to reclaim the land back. So once we rotate 50,000 acres of land, once the lands are being reclaimed very well, what can it be planted? Cocoa, what have you, they'll move to another area. So by the time they eat up 200 acres or whatever, I'm just giving an example, you come back, the land might have cocoa, maybe beans, maybe plantain, maybe something, cassava, then to be recycled again. In that case, people have no business going to do illegal mining. And how do we also stop it? We must work with the illegal mining. Soldiers and wherever you take them to, they cannot control it. If we make you legal and give you the land, you will police and make sure that nobody goes to the water bodies, because we hold you people accountable. The assemblyman, the chief, they will be held accountable of making sure that they are allowing people. So government has to work side by side with the citizens of this country.
Thank you so much,
Depending
Stephen.
on the location.
We will be engaging in subsequent bulletins because we want to better understand your policy, and we're going to take it sector by sector. Well, with less than 4 months until the general election, the race between parliamentary aspirants across the 275 constituencies of the country is intensifying. Constituents are making demands, expecting candidates to address their concerns. In our focus on the Ashaiman constituency, we find residents divided over whether to vote or not, while both the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress aspirants believe they deserve to lead. Here are excerpts from our 30-minute feature on the Ashaiman constituency.
Today, we are bringing you a comprehensive overview of the Ashaiman constituency here in the Greater Accra region. This constituency is bedeviled with a number or numerous developmental challenges, ranging from deplorable state of roads, health infrastructure, and overpopulation. So the question we are asking residents today is this: what will inform their votes in the upcoming general election?
What's going to inform my vote in 2024? Maybe I might not even vote, because the road in Ashaiman, I don't know whether we are part of Ghana or not.
For so many years now, almost 5 years now, this road, they haven't done anything about it.
Inadequate educational infrastructure across the constituency is a major concern, not only for parents, but students as well.
Before we come here every morning, the distance from where we are to this place is about, let's say, 3 kilometers. Very far.
Up to now, Ashaiman, we are not seeing any development for Ashaiman. As you can see our market here. We are sitting, we are sleeping. The market is not going.
The NPP has a new candidate, an educationist, Justice Kinesal, who comes face to face with the two-term incumbent MP, NS Nogbe. The question is, what record are they riding on to get voted?
I have chalked a lot of successes by instituting the MP smoke in the municipality, by engaging both private and then public schools in a MP schools, by donation of teaching and learning materials.
Born and bred in a place like Ashaiman, you should be concerned about what goes on in Ashaiman. I went on to lead school owners, having become a proprietor myself within the area, through to the Lashibi Michel Camp area. Then went on to win elections to become a leader of school owners across the country.
The demand for good roads, a vibrant economy, appreciable social and educational infrastructure, sound healthcare system, among others, are the top issues voters in the Ashaiman constituency would hinge their vote on come December.
Well, ever heard of the People's National Party? The party was formed after key members of the People's National Convention broke away. The party, which identifies as a communitarian group, is chaired by Janet Asana Nabla. Two nominees of the PNP vying for the flag bearership position joins me in the studio as we unpack their policies and ideology. Janet Nabla and Dr. Edmund Ayinzu. First of all, you say you identify as a communitarian. I'll start with you, Janet, because you lead this group. What does that even mean in the first place?
Okay, so the PNP is a political party that believes in the family. We believe in communities, and then we believe in the nation. We have realized that it will be difficult for someone to say he loves Ghana when the person doesn't love his family. And it will be difficult for you to say you love the country Ghana when you don't care about your communities. And we believe that by building our communities, our families, and also looking at the tradition that usually engulf around the family, when we pay attention to all these things and then putting more efforts in the family rather than one particular individual person, then we will end up building a community. And when you build a strong community, then you are building a nation. Look at what happened at Winneba. Someone who hail from a particular community was left outside the rings, and the people came out. Instead of helping her, they used their phones to video the woman, and the woman cried until the woman died. This is not the type of society Ghana we want to build. We want to build a society that is full of compassion, a society that is the keeper of who is the sister's keeper, a society that will care about the needy and the vulnerable in society, a society that will not eat and get satisfied. One person will eat and get satisfied, and another person is sleeping without food. That is not the type of society the People's National Party will want to to build. So the communitarian way of life has to do with us building our families that will have a trickle-down effect on the community and then to the nation as a whole.
Interesting. Now, currently, nominations have been open for your party. You're looking at becoming the flag bearer, and that is why Dr. Edmund is here. I'll come to you, Janet, to tell us why you feel you are the right person to lead the party, even though you founded the party. But Dr. Edmund, why are you the right man to lead the party?
Thank you very much. Thank you. I keep on saying that the Fourth Republic, that ushered this democracy that we are practicing, has brought quite some opportunities, has also brought quite some challenges. As we speak, we can confidently say that the entire economy that we have in Ghana has been put in a survival mode. And we need young people to engage at levels of leadership to cause the change that we need to create the prosperity of the country. I come to the table with my youthfulness so that as a party, we're able to galvanize the young people of this country to work assiduously to correct the challenges that is bedeviling the society and the economy. The work involves a lot of activity, a lot of commitment that we can get from young people. So the time has come for us to engage. Looking at the Fourth Republic throughout, we have not been able to put youthful people to the #1 slot. Mostly people that come to govern us, they are quite advanced in age. And I want us as a party to break that jinx. So that's the first reason why I offered myself. And secondly, I've also, through my working life, also attained some experiences from civil society activism, academia, and business, and some professional...
So you're bringing the youthful touch to the scene.
Exactly.
Let me come to Janet, because you were first a member of the PNC, and there were concerns in that party, and the reason why the court upheld the decision to suspend you as acting as the spokesperson for the PNC. Now that you've broken away and you've formed the PNP, why should we trust your leadership skills?
When you look at the incidents and then the court judgment, the reason why we did not even appeal against the judgment is because we are a people who love peace, and we don't want people to see us as those who cause trouble. That is the reason why we left. Because that judgment itself, a judgment that before it was given, 3 weeks, people knew about the judgment. People called and told us that this is how the judgment is going to be. You are going to be suspended. All the National Executive Committee of your party will be suspended. And true to what they said, it happened.
So are you alleging foul play?
At its highest level, we knew within us that proper checks were not done. How can someone who called for a NEC meeting, we have a constitution of the PNC that says that when you don't have 9 regional chairmen, more than half of the 16 regions, their chairman attending your meeting, you cannot form a NEC meeting. That is the constitution of the PNC. And the person had only 4 chairmen attending his meeting. So ask yourself, how can a judge say that the person, he is upholding that decision? What decision? There was no decision at the first place. So this thing, we could have gone to the appeal court, and then they will look at the issue, and we knew in our heart that justice would have provided for us. But we asked ourselves for what? PNC. What's there? So that is why we just left everything, and then we came out. So if Ghanaians, and when we were coming out, we told Ghanaians that the reason why we are leaving the PNC is because there's no integrity. Politics without integrity is just a mere talk. And if you don't have integrity and you have a political party, how, on what basis can you be able to campaign to the people of Ghana that you want to take over?
As the founder of the PNP, what key policy are you introducing on board that's different from the other political parties?
Truth is that I am not even the it was the National Executive Committee of the PNC that founded the party.
Okay.
And they are the same people that said that they want us to contest. So that is the reason why...
so they are showing how confident they are in your leadership.
Yes, they said they want us to come and contest. And that is the reason why the two of us are here, even at the first place. But with the People's National Party, when we are voted into power, comes December 7th, one of the main policies that we will bring on board is price control. We will establish a ministry for price control to look at the inflation rate, because we know that one of the major factors and drivers of inflation in Ghana has to do with price control. Are you aware that market women are now building associations? Pepper sellers, they have association. Onion sellers, association. They build these associations to increase prices. What they say is that in the olden days, when you go to the markets, there should be a bargaining power. The person buying should also have a bargaining power to say that I won't buy from you, I'll go here and buy. Recently, that thing has been broken. You go into the markets and then there is no any power for you anymore because they have formed associations to increase prices. And we think that this is one of the cancers that has bedeviled our country. And no matter how many people or political parties will come on board to tell Ghanaians that vote for me, I will be able to do cut tax. When they cut taxes, have you ever heard that taxes have been cut and individuals, our consumers, it affects us? That you will go to buy price of milk and it was 5 cedis. They've cut tax and now it's 4 cedis. Have you ever heard that? No. So when you cut tax, it is the producer that benefits. And the consumer is the one that should be, that is now at the hardest hit, paying for everything. This is what the PNP government is going to abolish, to make sure that we bring in price controls. That free market economy will be abolished to make sure that we put our economy in place.
Let me bring in Dr. Edwin at this point. You're bringing the fresh blood to the system. But should you be elected flag bearer, what it means now is that you have less than 4 months to convince Ghanaians that you are the man for the job. How do you plan to do that?
Yes, it's a matter of reviving our grassroots. The grassroots is there. We are now trying to put in the various mechanisms to activate the grassroots. And definitely when the grassroots are activated, the message will get to all the nooks and crannies of our communities. And the message that we are also going to carry across to the people of Ghana is going to be very unique. I've said that as we speak today, Ghana's economy is on a survival mode. And everybody is jostling for the very basic things to survive. And in times like this, we need one, energy, we need intelligence, and we need all hands on deck attitude to deal with the challenges. We have a political philosophy that is based on equipping and growing the lots of the families. We are going to sell this to the people of Ghana. That, believe you me, if the Ghanaian family is on its feet, they'll be able to do a lot of things for themselves. When we equip the families, they'll be able to do a lot of things for themselves. And when they're able to do a lot of things for themselves in the communities where they dwell, the community automatically will also be energized to grow.
When do we expect the party to officially outdoor the flag bearer, Janet, as we wrap up the show?
It's on the 24th of December. I say December, August, this month.
This month. So we'll be looking forward to that. We are your election headquarters. And trust us, once they outdoor the flag bearer of the party, they would be joining us here on Election Brief. My name is Faustina Safo. Have a pleasant day as you enjoy the rest of our programs.